We're back, folks. I am BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. We've got to run through. I apologize. I do need to go at 10 again this morning. I have some stories that I'm working on down at the Capitol this morning that I want to take care of. So we're gonna probably be right around 10. We're out of here today. Some days I'm staying to 11. I feel like I'm not keeping my word, but trying to work on during this week some busy stories. It's a busy week trying to work on some stories. Anyhow, we're going to run through some things quickly. Folks, hold on just a minute. I'm going to answer this. Coach, can I call you right back after 10? I'm in the middle of something. I'll text you. All right. Thanks, Coach. Bye. I wanted you to hear I've got something to take care of. So I'm going to call right back after 10. Got to do that. Had to take Coach's call. So anyhow, you have rights. You have privileges. You fight for your rights. They should not ever be taken from you. Your privileges you can lose. Voting is a privilege that you could lose your voting privilege, okay? There's rules to voting, no matter whether you like it or not. So Stacey Abrams, your Voting Rights Act, your rights, there's rights and there's privileges. So when there's something that you can have taking away, then that's actually a privilege, okay? So that being said, I want to run into, I want to put this up, leave this on the screen for just a minute so people can see it. Can you try to make this, I know 57, can you make it large enough where people can see it? I know it's pretty faint, but there's a Casey Carpenter. He's at number 57. I'm sorry, Emily. Number 57. Can you enlarge it a little bit? Thanks, Emily. Well, heck, that's good. Leave it there for a second, okay? And as you can notice, there's a strike through you. State Representative in Georgia, Casey Carpenter, a Republican over in Whitfield County, Georgia, continues his hard work for you today at 1 o'clock, HB 120 on the agenda, okay? These are the representatives on the screen. There's a committee hearing today at 1. HB 120. We want them to vote no. We want you to call and say, vote no on HB 120. I'll leave the full screen up just a minute while I'm talking there. Leave it up again, Emily, just a little longer on the numbers, okay? Let me explain what HB 120 is and Casey Carpenter, which this is definitely a rhino that has to go. He wants to, all right? Now, for all of you out there that you work so hard, okay? We're not mean, we're not evil, but you worked so hard, you worked your whole life to put your kids through college. And your little Billy or little Judy came in and said, hey, I want to go to this college here. And you and your wife, okay, back in the old days where it was a husband and wife, whatever you're doing now, okay, but you and your wife got together and you set little Billy and Judy down and you said, you can't go there because you live in Georgia and you got to go to Georgia because we have put away, let's just say, that $18,000, but we don't have that $52,000 for out-of-state tuition. You worked your whole, all right, little Billy. And if little Billy and little Judy, if they really wanted to go to that college, you paid. How many of you out there paid out-of-state tuition? Or you kept your kids in-state, okay, so you could take advantage of in-state tuition, which they're all too high now anyway, right? Well, what good would out-of-state tuition be any longer if HB 120 passes? What does that mean? Casey Carpenter wants to give illegals that live in Georgia in-state tuition. That's right. So if you have illegals, they're not legal, they're not citizens, they're not legal, and they are in our public school and they graduate from our public school in Georgia, Casey Carpenter feels they should get in-state tuition rates. That's HB 120. So, real simple. If you're out there and you feel illegals should get in-state tuition rates, call today and say yes. But if you think, no, I'm not going to pay my tax, no. If you're here illegally and you're going to our public schools and you graduate, you want to go to college, you have to pay out-of-state tuition, period. He wants them eligible for in-state tuition, HB 120. Call these lawmakers today and say, vote no. There they are on the screen. Vote no on HB 120. Now come back to me. All right. So we're going rapid, but we're going to do a couple quick ones really here. Let me say this. The other day, Joe Biden did a little carpet bombing over in Syria for Iranian a response to the Iranians, right? Joe the Tough Biden. Number 16, ballistic missiles hit. Number 16, ballistic missiles hit base in Iraq. Okay? Hit the base there in Iraq. And give us number 14. Okay? Now, they're reporting no casualties, no deaths. But I want you to look at number 3 here. And this is from the Daily Mail. Here's number 3 from the attack. Okay, number 3. Civilian contractor dies as rockets slam into U.S. airbase in Iraq days after Joe Biden's first air attack killed 22 in attack on Iranian-backed militants. Okay. The person that died, military officials said a contractor died of a heart attack. An independent contractor died of a heart attack during this airstrike, okay, from Iran. Now, I just want to say something. The media is reporting no casualties, okay? No casualties. But this independent contractor died because if they report a casualty during this strike and they count the heart attack as a death, okay? You see, if you have a heart attack, but you did have COVID, you died of COVID, not a heart attack. COVID killed you, right? If you were in the Capitol or around the Capitol and you had a stroke, okay, during the insurrection on January 6th, then you were killed during the raid on the Capitol on January 6th. But if you had a heart attack during this airstrike, a contractor, we can't really say that there was a casualty. Just keep that in mind, okay? Don't you love the way the media runs cover for these pieces of garbage? Now let's run through some things quickly. Continuing on, give me number 12. Texas said they're open. Mississippi said they're open. And what does that mean? Reversing the gains. Reversing the gains. Yes, they're upset with Texas and Mississippi. Reversing the gains, okay? Number 13, Senate prepared to take up the rescue plan. We need to spend some more time on the rescue plan. Number 15, Texas, Mississippi lifting mask mandates despite CDC warnings. Open for business, okay? Number 17, Biden wants all teachers vaccinated by the end of March. Essential. I'm very sorry about this. It's actually, it's not a cold, it's allergies with the sun coming out. and some things coming out. It's allergies. I've taken allergy medication. I'm sorry. I apologize for the sniffles on the air. Number 20, they were going nuts this morning. Texas Governor Abbott, it's time to open Texas, 100%. Yes. Number 21, go to card just a second. Card. Go to my card. Don't go anywhere, just my. Maybe that'll get me through. Number 21, FBI Director Chris Wray testifies before Congress on deadly Capitol raid. Okay. Number 22, that's all they're talking about this morning. Not Stacey Abrams and disenfranchised. They're talking about that, but they don't want us to talk about what's going on. Number 23, Governor Abbott lifts statewide mask order, opens Texas 100%. Bypass that. Number 27, FBI director says domestic terrorism metastasizing throughout U.S. as cases soar. Metastasizing is growing. Remember, first of all, the Constitution has this little problem with mentioning militias, okay? So the FBI is trying to deal with that. But remember, the coronavirus is metastasizing, right? Evolving, changing every time you turn. So Christopher Wray, FBI wants you to know that January 6th was not when it started. And they're going to focus on it. FBI is going to go with the DOJ as soon as they can get Garland confirmed. Get ready. That will be stories that we will cover here and work on thoroughly. Okay. CNN also here, number 33, reversing the gains. They're all upset over Texas and Mississippi. Number 36, near a tandem. Now, here's the interesting thing. Did they know? You know, I tell you what, you can kill grandma in a nursing home. Any state. Gavin Newsom, okay, Governor Whitmer up in Michigan, Tom Wolf in Pennsylvania, Andrew Cuomo in New York. You can kill grandma in a nursing home. You can cover up death. Yes. Okay. But don't you send out an angry tweet. Here's what I want to make sure is clear. If you think Neera Tandem's angry tweet, nasty tweet towards progressives is the reason, every administration sends one, if not one, two, but one they generally have to pull. Okay, go look it up. It's not uncommon. You send somebody up and you're going to pull them. Now, Biden, the deep state, Obama, they all knew, okay? The center for, what's the name of the center she was affiliated with? And that is with Podesta, okay? Yes, Podesta. All of these lowlifes, they knew when they sent her up to be confirmed for OMB director, okay? You want us to believe that nasty tweets killed this. I have the utmost respect for her record and accomplishment, her experience, and her counsel, and I look forward to having her serve in a role in my administration. She will bring valuable perspective and insight to our work. They have just moved her out into the White House. She will still be the underlying OMB director. The OMB director will work for her. She is going into the White House into a role that doesn't require confirmation. Period. You think an ugly tweet got her out? No. Now she's going into the White House. People will say, oh, we got her out. No. Nothing's happened. You need to understand nothing with Nero, whatever her name is, nothing. Number 38, the Washington Post, White House withdraws Neera Tanden's nomination. Nothing's happened to her. Nothing. Nothing. She's in his administration. Obama did not. If you think Obama's White House here, if you think Barack Hussein Obama's third term, his White House, lost a nomination, oh, hell no, that didn't happen. Number 37, Michigan loosens, number 37, loosens virus limits for businesses and nursing homes. Oh, hell. You shut them all down. You shut all the businesses down. You killed all the businesses you could. You've hurt the kids in the schools. And you killed all the people in the nursing home you could. Guess what? There you go. Give a shout out to Mississippi, number 39. In Mississippi, Governor Tate Reeves, is that his name? Reeves says masks will no longer be mandatory, just encouraged. Number 41, this is a joke, okay? President Biden urged states to designate in-person learning as essential services. This is a bumbling, stumbling idiot, and I'm sorry to be so cold. Let me tell you something, okay? I wonder how Jill and the entire staff feel. Now, my dog is 15 years old, and my dog has dementia. I've had my dog since 6 weeks old, 15 years old, dementia. My dog walks the floor all night long, barks at things that don't exist, and it keeps me up all night. But you know what? I'm going to keep my dog until the very end. And I'm sorry to put equal value, but Joe, they have to. I mean, Jill's got to have a bell around this guy's neck. His dementia, wandering the floor, they have to keep an eye on him. They point him to a podium. They give him things to say. And I feel for Jill at night, having to keep up with this guy, up probably walking the floor at night. I mean, what happens when they find him in a corner just talking to the corner? Anyhow, I know that sounds mean, but this guy's bumbling, stumbling bozo. Number 42, Joe Biden urges states to vaccinate teachers, school staff this month. Every single thing that is positive on the COVID, Joe Biden has done this. No, he hasn't. He had to keep it moving. You understand the War Acts, the War Power Act, or whatever it is. I forget which it is. Donald Trump put that in place. Remember when he was making ventilators as fast as he can, right? War Powers Act, right? They act like Joe's done something great. He enacted the war. No, he didn't. He has to keep it going. When Trump leaves, his is void. It's void. The new guy has to put it in place. They act like Trump didn't do something and Joe came along. No, he didn't. Vaccinate teachers, all the vaccines, everything is in place and ready to go. And every positive you feel is out there is because of the Donald J. Trump administration putting everything in place, even the logistics that they claim failed. Number 43, Merrick to help make Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine as rivals team up to help Biden accelerate shots. No, they're not teaming up to help Biden accelerate jack crap. No, they're not. I mean, they're getting paid. Under the War Powers Act, they're getting paid. Number 44, Biden vows enough vaccine for all U.S. adults by the end of May. Who couldn't come out to a podium and say that? He's done nothing. 45, any new information on January 6th intelligence failures? Any new information? Huh? Number 46, could progress on pandemic stall? Could it stall? Number 47, states easing virus restrictions despite experts warning. Interesting. And number 48, who will be Biden's next budget pick? Who will be? I will tell you this, whoever it is will sail through confirmation. Whoever it is will work for Neera Tanden. Whoever it is, do not think that Barack Hussein Obama lost one of his cabinet members. Didn't happen. She goes right into the West Wing, right in there, a non-confirmation position, okay? Non-confirmation position. So let me end this as I always do. I like to do this. I like to end this. If you think this is silly, it's not. Believe it or not, sometimes you have to have a comment because whether they want to admit it or not, Democrats are out scratching their head on number 52. They're out scratching their head saying, wait a minute, I think we're okay with Cat in the Hat. They are. Democrats are like, we're okay with Cat in the Hat. We're not getting this. This one we don't quite understand. Okay? So remember, believe it or not, the simplest argument sometimes may give you more, you may get more distance out of the simplest argument and find common ground in things that you never thought of. The Cat in the Hat, okay? Because remember, not okay. Number 51, not okay for children. Number 51, okay for children. Man who thinks he's a woman. Pediatrician. Number 50, okay for children. Man who thinks he's a woman, a former school teacher. 51, back to 51. Man who thinks he's a woman, okay for children. Number 52, not okay for children. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Believe it or not, the simplest argument may be, or the simplest thing in common with that you can reach across the aisle, if those people that like reaching across the aisle, finding common ground, this could be it. Believe it or not. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Take it easy. I'm going to take another allergy pill. We'll be back.